Well, I've got to say, it really feels like summer this week. We've come down to Kangaroo Valley and we're staying at Bendeela Reserve, which is run by the New South Wales Waterways. And I think John's doing, a thumbs up. It's too hot to dance. Is that right?
When you're 40 years old like myself, it's too hot. Yeah.
It's very, very warm. We're going to go for a swim in the river, which is just over there. And this is actually part of the reserve that is only opened certain times of the year, so when they need an overflow. It's huge if you had a big group, but I am told during Christmas this entire area is packed in tighter than a caravan park, so it wouldn't be ideal for me. It's known for having wombats and bird life, and I know there's heaps of eels in the river, so I think John Howe's not keen to swim with eels. So we're set up here because we worked out where the sun goes, and we've got a few bushes to make the van cool as the evening goes on, and we won't get sun under the awning because like normal we're probably not going to put the annex up. We're here for 3 nights because we're catching up with my brother and his wife, and that will be nice for us.
It's a bit expensive though. It's costing us $2 a night. So
yeah.
I'm not sure we could use a bottom money to pay for that. I think $2 a night. You know.
So this campsite is actually owned by New South Wales Waterways, and you have to pay the $6 booking fee when you go online to pay it, and you have to do it before you get here. There's no internet down here. When you go online to do it, it actually takes you to the New South Wales National Parks site, and you use your login and ID from that, and it takes you through. You can't book specific sites, but it does tell you when we booked, it came up with 131 sites available, and it's first in, first dressed. So you just say how many people, how many vehicles. You have to supply your license number, and actually at the gate when you come in, there are security guards that are checking your license plate and that you have booked a campsite. And we've seen a few people have to turn away and obviously drive somewhere where there's internet and book. They're very strict, but it's really well looked after. I mean, my only complaint is there's so many bees on these little flowers. That's about it. That's the biggest problem. There's big trees over there. We would love to have camped on them, but the branches, if it gets windy, are iffy, and they've put portaloos under them. So there's not a lot of shade, is there?
Who needs a portaloo?
Not because you're a bloke, because we've got an iridium.
I don't need a loo. I'm a bloke. I just go over there and do whatever blokes do. Yeah.
But we are looking forward. There's lots of wombat poo around, meeting some wombats and some wildlife, having a swim. I bought the blow-up kayak and having a little walk around. It's been like half an hour and there's been little dragonflies scripping across the water. There's no doubt that there's eels in here. You see their bubbles every now and then, and it's a slight current, so many people are putting in at the top and then floating down in kayaks or lilos, but they've all just passed and it's just me, and it's beautiful. You might be forgiven for thinking that we've moved campsites, but we're still here at Bendeela, and we've had a bit of a thing happen. We were all set up. I went for a swim. John was having an LLD, and an official car pulled up to John and told him
they're closing the gate to our area in half an hour. You've got to move. so we've moved about 500 metres from where we were. we set up camp again. So within 15 minutes we unpacked. We stayed the van, moved and unpacked in 15 minutes. So that's how used to it we are now.
I mean, all right for us. Annoyed because we're a lot further away from the river now, and it's a little bit hotter. It's not as sheltered where we were. And you can come here and you pay $6, and this bit's opened anytime. There's toilets all the way over there, and the river access is near those pine trees over there. And you can come and camp here for a maximum of 7 days. Then when it's a busy period, overflow, or from, I think it's the 20th of December, they open a gate to a second bit, which is where we had been camping. And there's another set of toilets down there, much better access to the river, like much easier to get in and out of, even with the kayak. And the day we arrived, they'd opened the gate, so we went on through and we've been camping there, and it's been lovely and spread out and everything. And then obviously so many people have left today that they've decided they'd close it again, but they only gave people half an hour's notice. I was swimming. Lucky John was at the van, because there are some cars there and there's no one there, and they're just going to have to walk all the way from the second one up to this work place, the entrance gate, and ask them to come and open the gate when they have to exit. So many people with tents have big pack-ups. But by the time we got around here, because they'd been telling people this afternoon that we're arriving, all the spots near the river have all been taken. So we've come here, we've backed in, really because we want the shade. It's a stinker of a day and a little bit of privacy. So that's the story, never a dull moment. John was about to fall asleep after having a nice pancake lunch. And now I'm not sure that he feels like sleeping, is that right?
Well, that's what you get for paying $2 a night.
We had been trying to avoid this access road because there's a few kayaking companies that use the boat ramp down there to put their clients in and out, and it's a constant in-out all day on this access road. So we had been grateful that we weren't parked right on it. Hardly anybody's come down here to see the wombats. So, and it's like 6 o'clock at night. It's not late. I saw them lots this morning when I got up. But tonight it's better light, and they're good if you keep your distance and you don't rush at them. They don't like it if you, like when groups of people run up to them, they just run away. But if you take it slowly and you sort of let them know you're there, and I crouch down, they just keep doing their thing. I don't think they love me, but One of them just up there came really quite close to me on purpose, as if to check me out. It's just a wonderful experience. A magical morning, just walking along the river on my own, and this poor guy with stage fright couldn't scratch his bum with me looking, and it was just beautiful. I raced back after the last wombat went down the hole and got the kayak and just floated down for nearly 3.5 hours, John tells me, and it was just beautiful. For lunch, we drove the short drive, it's only about 10 minutes, into Kangaroo Valley, and we had lunch in the 150-year-old pub, which was very nice, and then spent an afternoon walking in and out so many different shops, and it was just a pleasure and a beautiful place to visit. Well, we're watching the show. We are tucked in nicely over here, but look at the wind come up. We're watching, branches are breaking in the trees over there. People's tents are flying across, and it's just so windy. It's so different to what it was the last 2 days, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing. They just come up.
So we're home today anyway, but I'm glad. I have done so much kayaking. I've got the biggest blister, and I've swum, and I've chased wombats, and John sat and watched the world go by.
Done nothing.
Yep, just how he likes it. But we rate this place, but not during peak season. We have been told by one of the guards that they can fit in 1,000 vans, and everybody lines up closer than a caravan park into these bits. You've got to back in, and that's where you stay. And we think that as nice as it is here, that would be kind of miserable for us.
Yeah, don't come here during school holidays.
There's quite a few reels here. No drones.
Yeah.
Which?
No drones. It's going to do some nice shots, but no drones. No drones, no dogs, no fires, no alcohol in one area. What else was it?
Yeah, that's it.
It's a pretty good place though.
But it's good, worth it. But you should just be aware of those things. What an amazing time. I could have stayed there for a week. Anyhow, I'll see you on the other side.